believe in you and me. I believe in eternity. I believe that love will find. And I hope that we can see you will always be the one for me. I believe in you again. I believe that love will never end. What y'all know about the Levi Stubbs and the Four Tops and then Whitney Houston? Come on now. I'm back. I have another one. I want to say really quickly, because I believe in you and me. But anyway, I'm about to keep singing the damn song. Maybe I'm a fool. But anyway, okay. Now, like again, Kanye is hot and he's trending. But it's so interesting that he's being blocked off like Twitter and what else? Is he on Instagram? He's being blocked on social media. Then they let him on and let him off. Like, why the hell does Kanye West have to be blocked from social media? What has he said and done to anybody? Who's driving this blockage? But what's amazing is a lot of us think it's okay. Yeah, he don't need to be on there. Yeah, get rid of him. He needs to be, I said, whoa, wait a minute now. I don't hear our community or even America, but I'm going to talk about us because I always concentrate on our behavior because I'm not shocked by how white people behave. They pick and choose. But we need to stop the picking and choosing. We need to understand who is for us and who's against us. Am I putting angel wings on Kanye West? Hell no. Because I don't know what he does in his private life. But all I know is he should not be blocked off no social media for. He's not cursing anybody out. He hadn't done anything wrong except for wear a t-shirt. And I guess his crime is being black and dare to affiliate on some kind of level with conservatives. But you know what continues to get shared and shared and shared? All these people's platforms, their Facebook, Instagram, TikTok of people fighting. How come the people who post fight videos, they're not blocked? I mean, black people acting really savage and the women are fighting each other like dogs in the street and the men are acting a goddamn fool. But those posts don't get blocked. Those people who have those posts, hey Yasmin, how you been? Been a minute. So those platforms don't get blocked. But Kanye having a difference of opinion, politically or otherwise, he has to be blocked systematically. His voice has to be quelched. That's just crazy. People say the N-word all day, all night long. What's up, Michael? People say N-word all day, all night. And their platforms aren't blocked. The rappers have videos that literally talk about murdering other blacks. And their platforms aren't blocked. People have skits that talk about cheating on people's wives. Mary Mack said Metaverse also kicked him out because he called out the Jews. Okay. But still, I don't understand. Now, if y'all want to get behind somebody whose voice should be heard, that'll be his. And why we're cheering him being kicked off of social media. But we don't cheer the stuff that's really a detriment to us. They get to say the N-word all day long. They need to put fight videos, and little black girls and teenagers get the, man, have y'all seen these young women? They in junior high school, college. They doing some twerking. Not only twerking, they make sure they have the booties or the booty shorts that they can find and shake every piece of their love. Come on. That their mama gave them. And they twerk and then they do vaginal thrusts, forward vaginal thrusts in those very small booty shorts. And selling sex, they do all that, but their platforms aren't blocked. So y'all come on now. Y'all, I know we're brighter than this. We say not married. They talk about all kinds of foolishness and they're not blocked. People get on there and threaten people's lives. Yeah, on site, all day long, and they're not blocked. They're not removed. Metaverse, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they don't remove them. So I don't agree with that. And my name is Rico the Opinionist. And I gave myself that name because it was In My Opinion when I was in college. I had my popular newsletter, In My Opinion by Rico. And I always believed in the right to free speech. And guess what? I've been aware that, free speech, when you share an opinion and there's free speech, there are some consequences. But I don't belabor that. I don't dwell on that because we got a lot of cowardly people say, well, if you share your opinion, make sure that there's consequences. I don't give a shit about that. Or I wouldn't share their opinion if I gave a damn about whatever consequences. Michael says, it's a problem if you say whites matter and if you say white matters and your what, Mike? Rewrite that sentence and your color and you color. You have to rewrite that, Mike. Rodrigo was good. So how come those videos aren't blocked and those platforms aren't blocked? That's all. And then and right to free speech. Again, let me go back to what I was saying. I had a newsletter in college, In My Opinion by Rico. At first, let me tell y'all something about they have certain people blocked, right? When I wrote in the Grambler Night, our school newspaper, the way I wrote, I guess it stepped on some toes, and so I was I was not allowed to share any more opinions at our school newspaper. Now, granted, I was a student and I paid tuition, but systematically they etched me out of being able to submit articles to our opinion page. Oh, it's a problem when you say white lives matter and you're of color. Well, no, it's not of color, Mike, if you're black. And and I guess so. That pissed some folks off when they said white lives matter. And I think I went over that part already. But yeah, the thing is, so they thought they ended my voice on the Grambler Night. And then those same people who tried to kill my voice on the Grambler Night, I was greenlit a TV show. I think I recorded 2 or 3 shows. It was called Opinions and Issues with Rico, right? And I recorded 3 shows already. They were set to air on GSU TV. At the time, brother Grover Washington, Mr. Washington, Grover Brown, I'm sorry, Mr. Brown, he let me know, he said, Rico, man, almost in essence, I got the call and they told us to pull the plug on your show. Yeah, they had given me, I was given a TV show. It was going to be hot because I was hot, but they want to make sure that I was not to be heard by the student population at Grambling at that time. And so with the encouragements of my friends at the time, shout out to Gabe and Eric and Johnny at the time, folks like that, they would say, hey man, forget them folks, man, write your own, put your own newsletter out. I said, you know what, I can't do that because, just like a lot of us, when we get fired from a corporation, we believe that we can't perform the very talents that we were getting paid to do while we were at the corporation. And a lot of us like, well, damn, we believe that defined us. And so we have a problem with going out on our own. And it is kind of difficult. Let me tell you, when anybody who's ever been an entrepreneur, you've worked at a job for 15, 20 years, and you have a great talent and you try to put it out there on your own, it is difficult. And you're afraid, you don't know if you're going to make it or not. I get that because I was forced to, if I wanted my word to be heard, I was forced to go out there and create my own platform. And I did. And it blew the roof off the university for at least 4 years. People still talk about it. Some people still have attitudes about what I wrote in my newsletter. It was called In My Opinion by Rico. And I'm telling you, when you have your own stuff, that freedom, oh my God. And with that freedom of speech came consequences. They tried to kick me out of school at least 2 times. Not because I kicked in a dorm room. I raped girls on campus, or I beat up girls on campus, or I stole from anything on campus. It's because of my opinions. Words. They say the truth is a lot harsher than lies, because lies are sweet and you can ingest them better, but it's just like medicine. You ever had a medication that didn't have any sugar in it? Oh my God, the most bitter shit. I think something like Father John's or castor oil, the stuff that really heals you, but you can't stand the taste of it, so it has to be kind of laced with something a little bit. Yeah, that's how the truth travels. It hurts. It stings. Ooh. That's why a lot of weekends, fellas, you can't tell a woman flat out, even though they say, be honest. They don't want that bitter truth. Look, I'm just trying to get your number, maybe take you to dinner. No, so I'm trying to hit. Excuse me, what kind of woman you think I am? So you got to take her out to dinner, tell her how pretty she is, and let her talk and believe the bullshit that comes out of her pie hole. And, you got to let, yeah, you right. Yeah, that's right. You're beautiful. You're great. You're awesome. You're this. But in actuality, you can't tell it. I just want to put your legs behind your ears and just dig out your soul. You can't do that. So you have to play the game. But with my newsletter, I didn't have to play any games. I was actually, and who I am and what I was as a person, it elevated me as it relates to a person who is respected. You probably didn't like me. I don't know why you didn't like me. You didn't know me. But you probably didn't care for my perspective. But you respected that I had the kahunas, the balls, at that time to say it. And not only say it, but stand behind it when confronted. And I also stood up in programs and on panels, and I was active on protests on campus. So I stood behind my word. I ain't held no money, except my little student refund, and then I got the good sense to learn marketing 101, economics 101. Hey, when there's a demand for something, you need to supply it. My newsletter became more popular than the Gramblinite, because I know this because I saw it. I remember when the Gramblinite used to come out on Thursdays at 2 o'clock, every Thursday, sometimes 3. And and Woodson Hall was my hall, because I was a psychology major. So, and they would have a stack of papers right outside of Woodson. And I remember walking up on about 3 or 4 students clamoring to get the newspaper. When I was writing my articles in the Grambling newspaper, I would hear them say, man, I wonder what Rico said this week. That man be up with the shit. I like, no, they were like, that man be on it. I wonder what he said. They would be saying it with such glee. I said, well, damn. So when my newsletter started, it caught off. Boom. I only had like 200 or 300 copies. I spent my own money. Shout out to Dr. Aubrey Ford, who used to, in the Industrial Arts building, where he used to print off the Gramblinite and print off. I don't know if they print off the Gramblinite. I think they sent that out to be printed. But I know other stuff that the faculty needed, other copies and stuff. And so I learned that I could get my stuff copied if I paid to get my stuff copied there. And so he would sometimes give me a few extra copies, maybe like 40 or 50 extra copies. Look, we got some extras. And he'll get his copy off top, and the employees there will get their copies off top. And then that's what. Thank you, Dr. Ford. Real nice man. Rest in peace. To that brother. And so I would pass my newsletter around, spending my money. And next thing I know, I got people like, oh my God, Rico, what you said, blah, blah. When your next one coming out? So I have to, go and do the research or whatever's popping out, whatever's in my mind. I put it out, and then next thing I know, I said, well, damn, my refund ran out. Now, shit, my rent is due. And I haven't had these same sneakers on for the last 2 semesters. And so I said, well, look, I'm accepting donations for my newsletter. And so I took my little can, and people give me like donations for my newsletter, right? And so there were some people that they want to drop off the donation. Look, can I have a paper? And I was like, God knew what I paid for them. I said, look, sure, you can have a paper. He said, but so it says donation. You're not selling them, are you? I said, no, I'm not selling them. I can't sell them on campus. But I accept donations. So can I have a paper then? I accept donations. So you're not going to give me a paper? Sure, I'll give you a paper. But I accept donations. And so then after a while, I get like 25 cents, then 50 cents. I just flat out say, the donation is $1. So I started getting $1. And man, I'll make about 300-400 copies. Get like $350 on that, and then the next 2 weeks, same thing. And sometimes do it once a month or twice a month. Man, I understood supply and demand. And next thing you know, my rent was being paid. I was able to buy at least a pair of shoes once or twice out of a semester. I was able to get a few things I needed because I was a broke student who was literally taking care of myself. Shout out to work study. Shout out to the refunds. Man, you talking about learning how to budget over 3.5 months. Woo. And so, but yeah, I did. That help ease some of my financial burden when I was in school. So, yeah, supply and demand. And so, but also with that, I understood that freedom of speech, and it wasn't always free. And then I heard this wonderful quote that I'm gonna have to continue to share. I'd love to continue to share. It says, "Free speech." Wait a minute, let these cars go by. Go on by. Free speech is not just the speech you agree with. And so, my man Kanye, damn, okay, if he has free speech, how come because you disagree with it, it's time to quiet his voice? And I don't like that. That's probably why I'm rooting so hard for him. I don't have to agree with anything that everyone says. But I do agree with the right to free speech. You should have the right to say it, whether I like it or not. And those of you who are hating on Kanye, but if he wears it on his chest, or he says it with his chest, he should be allowed to say it. Don't we live under democracy? Don't we live in the land of the free? That's how it should be. So anyways, don't block this dude. Block, if y'all want to block. I know I said I gave out a list of folks y'all should be blocking, but hell, obviously they have the right to put their ratchet on here too. But we don't go after the ratchet. We go after the righteous. And on that note, look. I still have my book that I'm selling, my PDF. It's $10. Hit your boy on the Cash App, Rico, $RicotheOpinionist, Rico, RicotheOpinionist. If you send it, please add an email address to your payment when you send it to Cash App. And because it's in PDF format, I'll send it to you as soon as I receive your email address. Or you can hit me on the PayPal, same thing, Rico the Opinionist. And I'll send an email address if you can. But I think Cash App, you can really send an email address. And, if you don't want to get the book, just mess with me on the Cash App and PayPal anyway. Look, if you're cool with me, fool with me. Shout out to Ray the J in my hometown of Memphis. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.